Hey there, this is Lavinia. Welcome to Eat Pretty on a Budget. I'm gonna get right into it. I'm gonna do a vegan peach cobbler. Who doesn't like peach cobbler, right? This is inspired by my daughter who told me that I needed to do this on the show so that other people can see how I make it taste good. It's not hard. So, this is what I have. Yeah, okay, so everybody uses Bisquick. Everybody uses this, right? I still use Bisquick. I'm not gonna give up on that. It has things in it that make my life easier. I have some ginger that I bought from the Asian store, but you can buy the ginger anywhere. I have some whole allspice, which I'm gonna crush up, some cinnamon, and some nutmeg. Almond milk. This is my key, y'all. This is cream of coconut. It's different than coconut milk. Coconut milk is not as sweet. It doesn't come with, it doesn't have the same consistency. This makes magic, trust me. So, anybody who's ever made a peach cobbler knows all you need is a pan. You ain't got to spray it unless you want to. I ain't spraying my pan today. And you make everything in the pan. Lots of cleaning, lots less cleaning, easier to work with. So I'm gonna take a cup and a half of Bisquick. Yesterday I did 2 cups. I adjust based on the amount of liquid. So that's a cup. Y'all, I'm black. So my half a cup might be a cup and 3/4. I'll be measuring by sight. So that's a cup and 3/4. I'll sprinkle a little bit more. Yeah, we'll see when I get to going. And then I add the coconut milk. Don't you love Pop-Tarts? Remind you of when you was a kid, right? And yes, I use a table fork. I wouldn't use a whisk. I don't want to use a bigger spoon. It cuts through much quicker, makes my life easier, but you can use what you want. This just worked for me. So this is just coconut cream. And don't worry that it comes out runny or separated. Just make sure that you kind of get in there and get all of it out. You do not, with this recipe, do not have to add any additional sugar. Coconut cream comes already sweetened. It's like condensed milk. Except it's not made with any animal stuff. So now all I'm gonna do is mix it up. You know, like you would ordinarily do anything else. And then I'm gonna add my spices in a second. And I have the almond milk, and I have I have the almond milk in case the consistency isn't what I want it to be. And of course, with coconut milk, this is all you got. You ain't got no more. So let's stir that up real fast. You want to make sure you get all the lumps and bumps out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you don't want nobody biting into no bumps of flour. I'm just telling y'all, that is not the greatest flavor in the world. Don't nobody want to taste no flour. So that's all you do. Now I'm gonna stop here so that I can add my spices. I don't do a lot of ginger. Don't ask me to measure nothing. I like ginger. Anybody who knows me knows that I enjoy ginger a lot. It has a lot of does well for your body, including keeping your stomach well, opening up your sinuses, helping your blood flow. I like ginger. I don't do a lot of it in here. You don't want it to be overpowering. And this is sprinkle to taste, y'all. This is cinnamon. I don't know. I told y'all I was black, right? So I don't be measuring anything. Like, This is new nutmeg. I didn't even know it was new. Isn't that exciting? Isn't it fun to open a brand new thing of nutmeg? Right. And again, you're just gonna sprinkle a little bit. Nutmeg you don't need a whole lot of. And then, last but not least, I have Jamaican allspice. Shout out to my folks from the islands who turned me on to getting whole allspice and crushing it yourself. You get it from anywhere, but I like to crush my own. It just gives it a different feel, a different flavor, a different everything. Makes me happy. Plus, you can take out your frustrations if you get a little frustrated in the whatever it's called, in this thing right here. And mine is all marble. I love marble. I'm into like stones and things like that. I just love the way it feels. The weight of it came from the earth. So I crushed those up. And then I just sprinkle them in there. And that was like 6 or 7 of them, the allspice. And you just crush them up. Now you can buy the regular old, in the jar, cut up. But for me, again, there's something about the experience of crushing them up, of knowing that I put that energy into making that work. And for me, it tastes different. I don't know about y'all, but it tastes different for me. So this is pretty thick. Now I'm gonna add the peaches. Again, this is dumping. It's not hard. I did drain off most of the liquid in this can. This is in heavy syrup, so that means that you know that they're already extra sweet when they're in the syrup, if they're not in water or in juice. So you really want to drain off as much of that as possible, because that would be really, really, really extra sweet, and you don't want people banging off the walls when you eat your peach cobbler. That's not it. So you just stir it up, and if you don't like the consistency, or if you think it needs more, like I probably will add a little almond milk to this because I'm not quite satisfied. That's what this is for. A little corner almond milk to get it where I want to. Again, there goes the box. I don't measure. I just mix and make it work. My grandmother taught me how to cook when I was 4. So I've been in the kitchen on somebody's stove, electric stove. My aunt has this thing about gas stoves. I don't like gas stoves. Me and them don't get along. I tried it for 5 or 6 years, tried to be like her. Didn't work. Anyway, I learned how to do most of this between the ages of 4 and I would say 11. So my grandmother was great. She had me. Did y'all have your own kitchen when you were young? I had the whole kitchen set. On top of that, I had my own real like pots and pans. She went out and bought me like my own little baking set to use on top of the stove, to use in the stove. So I was always cooking and doing this and doing that. Now, and the funny thing is, I'm making sure this is right before I put it in the oven. The funny thing is that I stopped really, really cooking for years. I don't want to cook. I don't know how many of y'all have had to cook for church functions every week or family gatherings all the time. You just get tired. So I wasn't cooking like that. So I decided, nope, I'm not going to cook. And then when I bought this house and I had this big, wonderful stove, I was like, yeah, I can cook. Now, this is it. This is all you gotta do. Then you will run this in the oven. It cooks less time. It takes less time to cook than a regular cobbler. It takes about 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes. Regular cobbler will run you about 45 minutes at 375, 400. This is at 400 for about 30 minutes max. because there's no milk in it. Like when you're cooking with more vegan and vegetarian ways, you have to modify how long the heat takes, and you really got to watch it. But it's gonna turn out to be beautiful. Wait and see. Now we're about to run this in the oven, and we'll come back and have a piece of cobbler. All right, so I'm gonna take this cobbler out of the oven, and it's nice and pretty and brown. Now this is my peach cobbler, vegan peach cobbler. I just pulled it out of the oven. You saw it, it came out golden brown. That was about 30 minutes. So let's go ahead. And it's hot. I ain't trying to burn my tongue or nothing. I did that. Okay. I'll tell you, I did that. The top is nice and crunchy. Flavors are great. If y'all not having this, y'all missing out. I'm just saying. This is Eat Pretty. I'ma keep on eating.